Manchester United could be stuck with Andre Onana. I'm here to tell you the details of how that could happen. Meanwhile, John Mata, do you remember the former Manchester United director? Well, the guy now has landed in things as he has been appointed as the director of global development for Atalanta FC. Interesting stuff. Welcome to the United of Sport. Like, share, and subscribe as we do get to talk about the situation at our club. I won't dwell a lot on John Mata. Wish him all the best at Atalanta. Let's stick to our own because we've got a lot of issues to address for ourselves. Now, Andre Onana is expected to be back in the team to play against Olympic Lyon. According to Ruben Amorim, in his words, he said he spoke to him and told him he had to disconnect a little bit and prepare and recharge and prepare and get back into it and prepare for the Olympic Lyon game. But there is a lot around Andre Onana and that's why I'm here again talking about him. This time not talking of Aaron Ramsdale replacing him, but Man United could be stuck with Andre Onana. And I'm going to explain to you how. So first, remember, we do have that training on the 17th of May. You can register for your training. Read the scroll going down to understand what I'm talking about. The number is 0784750280. That's where how you can register to learn how to use the internet to make money for yourself. But it's no longer physical. It's an online continuous training. So anytime you feel ready, you just book your time, your 2 hours, and we get into it. Now, listen. So Andre Onana has a contract running until the summer of 2028 with Man United, but clearly he's wanted out by so many. Even Amorim certainly will want him out of the club, but it might not come easy. That's why his agent was at Manchester United to try and understand what exactly they are going to do about it, because United signed Andre Onana for about £43.8 million just, 2 summers ago, replacing David De Gea. And with that amount of money, how financial fair play works lately, you cannot lose such a player you've signed for so much money for little money, especially if you're in the situation that Man United is in, where your finances are not really adding up to fit into the financial fair play regulations. So Man United have been forced to come up with a minimum fee, a minimum amount for which they can let go of Andre Onana. Whereas they want him out, it cannot be just for anything. So to be good with the financial fair play man, United should sell Andre Onana for at least for a minimum of £26 million. Now, it doesn't sound too much, but considering how Onana is dropping, dubious records for fun, he this season 2023-2024 has made 9 errors leading to goals. That is the most of any goalkeeper in the Premier League, and that's the 9 is in all competitions for Man United. Now, that alone is a very ugly stat for a player who is supposed to be sold for anything more than £26 million, especially if you're a goalkeeper and if you're African at that. I think it matters a bit, low-key. So for Andre Onana, that could be, I think, the luck for him, that how many clubs out there would be willing to pay anything more than £26 million for Andre Onana. Already, the amounts that are being thrown around are about 20 million in Saudi, that is, clubs in Saudi to take him, which also still might be difficult even for the player himself. He might not be very excited about the idea of going to Saudi at this point in his career. So he might as well just say, if I would rather stay here than go to Saudi. But even if a Saudi club came paying £30 million to Man United, Onana can say, I don't want to go there. He can refuse to go there. So the financial fair play situation might make it difficult for Man United to get rid of Andre Onana, even if they wanted. So the only feasible solution would be either loaning him out, if they really want him out, or sticking with him in the hope that he will step up his performances in that perhaps for one season, because after next season maybe the 26 million quid can go down to something maybe like 15 or thereabout, which is probably reasonable. A club can pay for that. But also after one season, if he stays for another season at Man United, probably he can get better and do good for the club. But you see, the goalkeeper Ruben Amorim would want to start and build his project on. That's not easy. Remember, already things are not okay for him. He was just in shock recently at how much of his wages were cut because United did not qualify for the UEFA Champions League. That was part of his contract. I mean, something sensible negotiated by the guys in charge before. But so that's the situation with Andre Onana. So that's how United could be stuck with a goalkeeper clearly surplus to requirements, but because of poorly negotiated deals by the previous administration, the previous secretariat of Man United. So that's exactly what's going on. So United could be stuck with Onana, who many now look at the devil, look at as the real devil, like literally at the club, if you know what I mean. With the old devils, the red devils, but I mean, he's literally the devil now. So that's the situation. But of course, we want to see how Amorim is going to handle him going forward. I think it's difficult, really. He said he explained to him the situation and why he had to tell him to disconnect from the team and drop out of the team for the game for the previous game against Newcastle. Imagine if we lost 4-1 and Onana was in goal. I mean, I think it was good for him. That's what I was saying here before. Imagine if United had been dominated and beaten by Newcastle with Onana in goal. He concedes 4. No one, I think people would blame him for every goal United conceded. Every goal would be blamed on Andre Onana. I'll tell you that for a fact. So it was perhaps good for him, but then what next? He's training with the team. Is he going to now return for the Olympic Rio game? From reading from the words of Amorim, perhaps he gave him that hope that he would return, and of course it was just a chance for buying deal. But again, it's no guarantee that that could be the case. Maybe because again, if you read again between the lines of what Amorim was saying, he's really, really, really low-key fed up of Andre Onana because of the errors that make him look so bad. Because again, at the end of the day, it all goes back to the manager. So it's a very difficult and tricky situation for Man United currently with Andre Onana. And you see, 2 summers ago when they were signing Onana, probably they didn't think that just shortly into his time here they would be thinking of going back to signing a goalkeeper. Perhaps they thought they had solved the goalkeeping department for once and for all by signing Baindil and Andre Onana. But right now we are back to square one, and guess who we are linked with again? Diogo Costa is returning in the conversation. That's the Portuguese guy, the FC Porto goalkeeper. He's still returning in conversation. You do recall, for me, when you were linked with so many goalkeepers, he was the guy I was rooting for if you were around the United sport for some time. He's the goalkeeper I felt for me would replace David De Gea. But didn't happen. Go for Andre Onana, and 2 seasons in, we want him out. But we can't just get rid of him because of the financial fair play man. So Onana might have the last laugh at the end of it all. Interesting stuff. Football today is not easy. It's not easy at all. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the United Sport. My name is Webb. That's it.